Hello, my name is Jesus Lara. In this presentation, I will be researching does testing your staff help in planning and organizing, reorganizing, and improve productivity. The types of employments that uses could range from government agencies such as county agencies, city agencies, school district, law enforcement, and military. Also, private sector jobs such as banks, retail stores, insurance agencies, rating agencies, etc. They use these type of tests when they are during their hiring process, some in promotional situations to be certified, and many in situations when a firm or agency is being reorganized. The types of tests can range from psychological, behavioral, subject task expertise, technological application tests, basic comprehension skills, background check tests, analyzing past performance, and observation. In review of literature, research shows that government agencies agencies use tests prior to hiring employees. Research shows that using tests to identify skill sets will help in the employee's satisfaction. Research shows that employees that are satisfied at their job tend to perform better. In short, research supports that testing employees either prior and or during employment is good for an employee and firm. Companies and government test to safeguard their investment because an employee is the ultimate investment. The actual test and observation. In this case, 500 employees were tested. The reason was reorganization. I observed this at JP Morgan Chase. The type of tests were basic comprehensive questions such as reading, writing, mathematics, and problem solving. Subject matter expertise questions, basic job understanding, and technological application tests. The test results. Here, the top 20% performers got placed in the servicing the private client portfolio, which required higher skill sets. The bottom 80% performers got placed in servicing general banking products, and some employees simply did not fit and were let go. In this case, the testing was successful. Survey. The purpose of the surveys is to determine if the test takers would be honest when taking tests at work, if the test takers would put effort into tests at work. This survey is sent out to business professionals around the community, business professionals outside my community. The actual survey. In the actual survey, this is the actual survey. The questions are: if given a psychological test at work or for work, how honest would you be? If given a comprehensive test at work, how hard would you actually try? If given a technical abilities test at work, how hard would you try? How much harder would you try next time you get tested? If given a test at work, would you trust the test results? The results from the survey support that the outcome of the test would be an honest representation. In other words, since the majority of the group surveyed said that they would take the test seriously and that they would try seriously on the test and that they would trust the results from the test signals, that they would be honest, and that the test would be a true representation of their abilities and skill sets of the group tested. In other words, based on the results of the survey, testing individuals to determine their skills and abilities is a good and trustworthy approach in determining employee skill set and placement. The results from the survey suggest that testing employees for either hiring or employment placement is a good idea, and it also improves productivity by saving costs. Interview. I also conducted interviews. I conducted many interviews. In the actual research paper, you will see examples of the survey questions and answers. In the meantime, please see the following two examples: Maritza Lara's interview and Ricardo Vasquez's interview. This is Maritza Lara's interview. I'll give you about 10 to 15 seconds to look it over. I would suggest focus on the questions and the responses. About 5 more seconds. This is Ricardo Vasquez interview. I will give you about maybe 15 seconds. About 5 more seconds. In summary of results of interviews, after conducting interviews, it is my observation that individuals would take the test seriously. They would answer questions honestly. They would give honest effort when answering. In short, the survey also supports that testing employees when hiring and or for employment placement is a good idea and would improve productivity by saving costs. Hello, in this example, I will be the customer and my loyal dog, Lola, will be the employee that is not tested. As I enter, I say, "Hello." The employee says, I then ask, "Where can I find the toothpaste for whitening?" The employee says, ultimately, the employee cannot help me find the toothpaste with whitening. So then I move on to ask, "Where can I find the toy section?" The employee says the following. As you notice, the employee has been asked 2 questions, and there is no answer to the questions. You may have also noticed there is a blob next to the employee. It is a spill in the aisle, and as you notice throughout this interaction, the employee that was not tested cannot answer my questions and was not able to pick up the blob, meaning the employee is not very useful, does not know the directions on how to orientate the customer, and cannot even carry out the basic of cleaning up a spill. Okay, this will conclude my example of the untested employee.
In this case, I will be the tested employee. I will be greeting the customer. I will also be asking the customer how I can help them. You will not be able to hear the customer's response. However, I will tell you what the responses are. The customer is going to ask where they can find the toothpaste with whitening. I will tell them where. I will ask them if there's anything else I can help them. They'll ask for the toy section. I will tell them where the toy section is. Lastly, as I'm telling them where the toy section is, after I tell them where the toy section is, I will ask them if there's anything else I can help them with, and then they will ask me if I can point them towards the direction of the exit of the store. I will be happy to do that. Okay, here we go. Hello, how are you today? My name is Jesus. Is there anything I can do to assist you today? Oh, you can locate the toothpaste with whitening on aisle 8 at the bottom right section. Let me know if you need me to show you where that is. I'll be happy to do so. Is there anything else I can do to help you? Oh, yeah, you can look. The toys are located towards the end of the store on aisle 14. Let me know if you want me to go ahead and show you where they are. I'll be happy to do so. Is there anything else that I can help you with? Oh, the exit is located at the southwest corner from where we're located. Thank you. Have a good night.
In conclusion, I would like to say after all the research, I conclude that comprehensive tests and psychological tests are actually useful tools for identifying skill sets and employment placement. I say this because after using surveys to conclude that people take tests seriously and actually put effort into them, and reading that people trust the results, and also observing and listening from third-party testimonial, I conclude via each different venue that using comprehensive tests and psychological tests to identify skills and also employee placement is an efficient approach and could arrive to positive and efficient results. It is a good idea. Ultimately, I conclude that it is a good idea to test your employees prior to hiring and for employment placement in order to safeguard your investment and to improve productivity. Continuing on with my conclusion, I want to bring my research paper and presentation entirely together. I want to highlight the following. Productivity will also be improved, as mentioned before. Testing helps place employees in correct places. If employees are in correct places, they know how to perform and are happy to perform and continue to learn and improve. If employees are happy, then their productivity is better. If productivity of employee is better, then company productivity is better. You get the picture from here on. I want to finish by pointing out that the company also saves money by retaining the employee, because if they keep them satisfied, they place them in the correct location, the employee will be satisfied. Odds are the employee will stay with the company as well, and the company will avoid the turnover costs that a lot of firms face, and then there's significant costs. So ultimately, I conclude that testing employees prior and during employment is a good idea. It would improve productivity. Now, before I open up for questions, I want to excuse myself for using my dog Lola as the only prop in the presentation. I meant no offense. I had to use Lola as I am the only person in my group, and he is the only other living creature I can imagine of adding to the video. So thank you for your time, and I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. I would like to open up for questions.